Danang, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, you had a demonstration, you had a march where your members of your supporters club, the Jakmania, marched to the PSSI offices to do what? What were you trying to do?
Yeah, we're having a demo in 8th of April, last 8th of April. There are three matters that concern us. Two of the matters are concerned about the Persija. We felt that Persija has always got bad things from the referee. We saw in Persija versus Persik match, the Persik player make a diving about 3 or 5 feet before the penalty spot.
So you thought that was a dive?
It's a dive. The tackle for the Bayhaki is a tackle, but when he 3 steps up to the penalty area, that was a dive. That is the first thing. The second is about the matters that concern maybe in most of the area in Indonesia, especially Jakarta, about the security. We said that we're not agreed when Persija is got the WO when we play to Persiwa. But
this is when the game was called up at the last minute. The players were on the pitch?
Yeah, but the game could not start.
Why was that?
Because actually we have no permit from the police.
So actually maybe Persija were at fault in that? Because they must have the permit before the game.
We have report about that to the PTLI, and we have to report it to PSSI, and they said, okay, we knew about your matters, but please, why don't you just went to the pitch and make sure that the police really did disallow the match, and then we'll talk about later, and we'll reschedule it later. But suddenly after this, they said that, boom, you got way on, you got lost 0-3. That's what happened about the second thing, and the third thing is about the PSSI itself. We make a movement to reform the PSSI. The first movement is 2007, but as we all know, the chairman of the PSSI is a former ex-con. He's an ex-con, and although the FIFA itself has the statute that disallow the ex-con to command the football organization, but until now he's still in his place, and he's got company of maybe another con, and then that makes the condition in Indonesia right now is happening. We saw about the referee mafia. We saw about the match fixing.
But is it a referee? Is it a referee mafia? Is it a referee mafia that gave you a penalty for Persik the other day? Is that because of the referee?
I think it's systematic. I felt it is systematic because we went to Kediri. We played to a club which is simply lower quality with Persija, but only about 1 week before that, there's a man in Kediri who previously have quite big influence in PSSI went back there, and suddenly after it happens, they win in their every games with penalties, with other referee decision and so on. So we felt that it's systematic and it's done by the referee, and maybe the system is the mafia of the referee.
So you think, I mean, we had this case recently in Wamena where a visiting player was basically had the shit beaten out of him, apparently, allegedly. What's happened about that? Have the club been punished about that? Do you know?
Yeah. Actually, we're inventorying about the matters happened in last 2 months, and we felt that there's too many things happens. Too many bad things happens in Indonesian football right now. We said about the things happen in Persiwa when international player got beat up by the manager of the team, Persiwa's manager. We heard about the club that already got point deduction, but suddenly the point is given back after they paid some money which they have to pay, but they should not get the point return.
So sorry, they paid a fine.
They paid a fine, but that's not the reason to get the point return. We saw things will happen in Kediri. We saw so many things, and I don't know. That's begin to embarrassing for ourselves, for our football, but the things that make me very angry, make my friend, the boys very angry, is when we saw the KSN. This
So the KSM was like a special football congress.
Yeah,
in
football
Malang.
congress was held by the government that said that they're very sad about the things that happen in Indonesia. So they make a conference in Malang, but in last two months before the KSN, everyone is very happy. Everyone has very very big hope about the congress. But suddenly in the Congress itself, everything is turned upside down. So about 2 weeks before the conference, the PSSI calling off all their people in the region, and they make a pact and other things. They started to give the clubs special attention and another thing, and then nothing happened in KSM.
But surely, I mean, this is any change can only come from the PSSI. It can't come from any outside influence. And the KSM, much of it was instigated by the government. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And
the only thing who can change football is the people who loves football. That's what I believe. Yeah. And that's not only PSSI who loves football. We have supporters. We have people who's stopping their work when there's a football match, and they're not in PSSI, but they have the right to make that change. They have the right to say that they're not agrees about what happened in Indonesian football right now, and that's their hope is exploding in KSN actually. But when the KSN has happened, nothing happened. That's really disappointing. And for me myself, yeah, I said to my friends that right now we're only talking about only talking about our club tension. There's some things that make us afraid, yeah, to expressing what we have in mind, yeah, because we're afraid that, well, if we talk too much, maybe PSSI would punish our club. And that's what happened in KSN. I heard that some organizations, sport organizations, have made a pact that they want to reform the PSSI. But at the last minute, one of them, could you cross my name from the pack, because I'm afraid that my club is gonna punish if I did so. Another organization said, would you cross my organization name, because our club is going to promote right now. So that's really make me sick. So when KSN is over, I told my associate, okay, you come to Jakarta right now, and we're do something about happen in KSN. So that's why we made the demo to PSSI, because I felt that KSN is done by the elites of Indonesia,
right, and
the elites cannot do anything when they came to another elite. The government and the PSSI all is the elite. We have a reform in Indonesia in 1998,
yeah,
and it's done by the community, done by the people. So maybe right now PSSI only can be reformed by the people.
Okay, let's very very briefly, in 1 or 2 words, are you optimistic about the future of Indonesian football then?
I have to be optimistic, because if I started pessimist and then I have no hope maybe. And the worst thing maybe, yeah, the worst thing that will happen, Indonesian football might be only like this way when I can see them. But our only hope might be is maybe our son or our ancestor, our grandson could have a good football nation. But that's okay, fine.